show. We're gonna be going into some things today. We gotta talk about a couple of things. We gotta talk about Marvel, DC, what's going on in comics. Obviously, the biggest topic right now is what's going on in this recent Storm series. We gotta talk a little bit here about. We found out finally why MJ is the host. How we feeling about it? We loving it? We hating it? Like, what exactly is going on with that? So we're gonna be going through a couple of different things today. We'll see. We'll see how everything goes. But Des, what's going on with you, man? How has your week been? How we vibing today?
Oh man, I'm feeling good right now. I got to catch up on a lot of comics, so I'm excited for that. You know, I might have to do a couple of videos for some comics too, because I'm catching up right now. I already started the Phoenix series. People who did not know, I did not catch up on the Phoenix series until recently. So
I got you.
I got 3 more issues till I'm caught up. So I can't wait to start doing videos on that.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm trying to. So first and foremost, I don't know what's going on with our title for our live stream right now. That's not the title I put in. So let me go ahead and let me make that change right now because it's still saying something about Thunderbolts from last week. So all right, let me change it up. So it should change it to something else in a second. All right. What is it? Kick Loud. This is episode 4, right? Episode 4.
I believe it is. Oh yeah, it is. It is 100%.
All right, so let's do that. Let's change it up real quick. So hold on, you finally started catching up on Phoenix. How's that going? Like, how far are you into that series right now?
Man, I think I got 3 more issues until I'm caught up, not including the new episode. The new issue that comes out, I think, this week.
Okay.
But that's crazy. It was because too, if you remember, I started off reading the the Wanda arc.
Yeah.
So yeah, her comic series. I can't wait to see what they do with Scarlet Witch now, because now it's going to be a little bit of a side quest with I think 4 or 5 issues with her and Vision, and it's pure Vision, white Vision, whatever you want to call them. So I want to see how that goes.
Oh, so there's a separate series that's starting off with just like Vision.
So here's what's going on. They did the Scarlet Witch. It is not over yet. They gave us those, I think, 10 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's going to be 4 to 5 issues of her and Vision teaming back up for some reason. And then after that, it should be going back to her being on her own.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, decisions have been made. I'm not in the writer's room, man. But like, I mean, decisions have been made. Why are we doing a whole separate series between her and Vision?
I don't know. I don't know why it's not just a continuation of hers and you just have 4 or 5 issues with him in it, like a team up thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know why it's going to be something completely different. It even has a different title, and then we're going to come back. So it's kind of weird.
Hold on, I gotta look that up. So when is that supposed to come out? Scarlet Witch?
I'm not sure the release date. I know it's supposed to be coming though. Let me see if I can look it up.
I'm trying to look it up right now myself. So they're showing me like the old school stuff from like way back.
No, this is let me see real quick.
Oh, you talking about, I think I got what you're talking about here. It's supposed to be,
I think it comes out this month.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up my window. I think it's this, right? This is what we're looking at. Like some 50th, they reunite for the 50th anniversary.
Yep.
Okay. And next chapter.
I want to say it's like the 20 something.
So this joint right here.
Yep. And you can see it's the same drawing style, same everything. Even the way they wrote Scarlet Witch, it's still it, but they put Vision and. So I don't know if Vision has a separate one right now or if he's going to. I'm not sure how that ties in.
From what I can see here, I don't think that there's any like separate. These are just the different variant covers. I will say I like this one right here though. This one's pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can't lie. I like that drawing style of her on the first one though.
This one right here.
It's something about her drawing style. I like it.
How was she? So what's going on with her series right now? Like, how far is that? That's like how many issues deep is that right now?
I think it's 10 issues right now, and it was actually fire. They did not let up at all on the series.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna wait for you to cover that in the series because I do on the channel because I do want to see What's going on there?
I won't tell you everything, but I'll say like we meet her sister, who's really a variant, who's also a necromancer, which is crazy. She has basically the dark hold within her, so she got a bunch of demons inside of her. Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot going on. She has a new apprentice who has a crazy power I won't spoil for anyone yet.
Okay.
You know, so it's like legit, there's so much
When you
going
said her
on.
sister, like who's her sister? Who are we talking about?
So she calls Wanda her sister, but it's actually a different variant of her from a different Earth.
Okay.
It's Scarlet Witch who has died, come back to life, and is a necromancer. And it's crazy because anyone that this Scarlet Witch kills, she can necromance because she lives inside of her. Yeah, there you go. Pure craziness.
Yeah, we got some stuff going on. All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Let's before we get too far out. So Storm.
Oh man.
So wait, there's a version of Storm with the Darkhold?
No.
Oh,
We
no.
were talking about Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you caught up
Yeah,
on that.
he caught on. Yeah.
So in terms of like Storm series right now, like what are your overall thoughts? So the one I do have my one thought about it,
Okay.
but I want to hear from your perspective first. Like, what are you thinking here about this Storm series right now?
So hold on, before I dive into that,
Yeah.
are we talking about writing or are we talking about predictions? What exactly are we referring to? Because there's so much going on in this series.
I'm talking about like the storyline itself. Like, how do you feel about the storyline?
Honestly, I think it's fire. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they hate the fact that they're making her into, you know, something godly or something more like Phoenix, which I don't think they're going the same direction. They've definitely switched that up.
Yeah.
And she's already had, you know, she's already been a what's the word I'm thinking of? A vessel already, if I'm not mistaken. This has been going on for years. So
Yeah.
honestly, though, with the storyline, they're not missing. They're even if they take away a issue where they're like, hey, we're not going to have a lot of action, they give you so much drama in it. You're like, bro, what is about to happen?
Yeah. So I've enjoyed the series. To me has been like, in the beginning, it was kind of like up and down a little bit, if you ask me. What I mean by that is like it took a long time for them to finally get into the story. Like the first issue of the comic, right? We got what we didn't know it at the time, but we got like a flash forward of her being embodied here by Eternity.
Yep.
And then they kind of just like
They did
that
a backwards thing.
They went backwards and they went forward again, and they went it kind of just started getting a little like off kilter to me a little bit. And then like they kind of picked it up. So really like the first issue was fire. Second issue was like, well, what are we doing? Third issue, another kind of like the slow burn. And then finally they kind of kicked it into gear again with 4, because I think issue 4 was where we saw her with Doom.
I
like,
believe that is, yep, when they're having dinner.
Doom. Then 5 was like the whole thing unraveling between the conversation between like Eternity, Oblivion. Then you had what's his name, the Living Tribunal. Like,
yep,
you had all these people that were there. Since then it has picked up. The only like gripe that I have with the Storm series right now is the simple fact that like we're not getting enough Eternity Storm. What we're getting a lot of, or Eternal Storm, what we're just getting is a lot of like Storm. Like even in this last issue, I'm like, okay, fam. Like if she went Eternity mode, like she could take Homeboy on. I get why she's trying to like tiptoe around it a little bit, but that's I guess what is exciting, what is slightly okay about it is the simple fact that like she can't control.
I was gonna
when
say
Eternity comes out,
and I think
right?
that's actually a good point. I get 100% what you're saying about this last issue, for example, and how she could have kicked that in. But let's be honest, she would have overpowered everyone there. I think the fact of she doesn't even know when it's gonna kick in, makes her still move cautiously, makes her still want to do the right thing, makes her want to make sure that side doesn't come out and she's uncontrolled by it. You know, because she doesn't control it at all, but she's still watching it.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the whole you never know when it's going to kick in or how long it's going to stay there either.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And that's kind of I guess what piggies back to the question of like, is she too powerful? Is she too powerful? Well, not really, because she's not all the time, right? She's not Eternal Storm all the time. And there's a purpose. No, remind me, why is she being embodied by eternity again? I'm
So
missing, I forget about it.
I couldn't think of the word I was saying. I don't know why I said the wrong word. It's an avatar. So right now, keep in mind, he is about to have this battle with oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. Sorry. Um is it Infinity? It might be, but they're about to have that cosmic battle. And he
In the
needs to have
next
that.
issue.
They haven't said when that's coming. They have
Okay.
not said when that's coming. This is what they've been hinting the whole time. And that's when the Living Tribunal came in and was like, hey, you know what? You guys have to battle it out. And whoever wins gets full control over everything.
Okay.
And so the thing is, she's being a vessel now because I don't know how you want to say it, he or this god has never had a vessel before, has always fought on his own. And now it's like, no, I need to have a vessel.
Okay.
Now, why we picked Storm directly, I can't give you that answer.
Because the fans want it. No.
You know, I look at this stuff because I'm like, cool, I get it. I guess what my prediction is, and maybe this will make a little more sense on why Storm, where we know that the first Storm God is coming. It's already been confirmed. I think that showing where she stands as the goddess, because it wasn't actually her actual title. She's not an actual goddess. It's just a self-proclaimed title. I think they're slowly moving her towards that being her actual status, though.
Yeah. No, I've seen, so and that's another thing too. Like we kind of throw that term around a lot, like when it comes to like goddess or whatever the case is. We throw that around a lot. And so I think sometimes that's what gets a little bit, like it gets a little bit lost between the lines, because that's we use that term so like loosely. But yeah, I mean, we've been calling Storm a goddess since she's been set onto the scene, because
she's been calling herself a goddess. It's not just us.
To be fair, she has been, like, since day one. She's like a goddess. I'm the goddess. But yeah, so to be fair, right? Like, but she's not a god, right?
Correct.
She's not.
She's not Thor, who is a god. You get what I mean? I think they're slowly. I'm not saying Thor is stronger or weaker. That it's not a power scale thing. I think it's just she hasn't reached that level of being a actual god yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're slowly building that up for this battle that's coming with all the different storm gods.
Now, do you think that she loses? At some point, she has to lose eternity, right? Or does she continue? And my thing is this too. If she doesn't she technically like die? Because she's supposed to be dead.
Yeah. So that's where the trickiness comes. I don't think she's going to lose eternity. I think it's going to be a dormant power that wakes up here and there. Because then, like I said, they're not going to make her like a constant thing like the Phoenix is.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a thing of we might not see this for a year or two in our life cycle, not the comic books. You know, because comics would be like it's 1999 and tomorrow it'll be 2004 in the next issue.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is we might not see this for 1 or 2 years, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, we forgot she can do that.
Okay. Fair.
So, you know, and I gotta ask, without me getting too into a lot of the stuff that's going on with this recent issue, because if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it on the channel. What do you think though about Storm and Thor? Like, them two, I think would make a crazy team.
Who and Storm?
Storm and Thor.
Yeah, I mean, Storm and Thor is quite the team up, especially right now where they stand. I mean, there's just no competition against a group like that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, they're too powerful.
Yeah, and she's wielded Mjolnir before, correct?
So there was a series where she did have. Was it in the 616?
So I'm not sure, honestly. I did
But she
not
did,
read that
yes.
one. Yeah, so I mean, that would be. I kind of dislike the fact that she was like, "Nah, I don't want that feather. I'm not calling you." Like, nah, we need to see
Yeah.
you and bro making this happen.
Yeah, but it would be. There's no way that they're gonna just like tease it like that, right?
No.
Like, there's no way they're just gonna like be like, all right, you know what? Here's Thor, but then here's not really Thor. That's
Yeah,
gonna be a
nah.
part of the series, like 100%. The
He has to
question,
come back.
he has to come back, and he has to be an integral part of this probably like fight or whatever the case is, in my opinion.
Did you see how powerful this first god is?
Yeah, I peeped it.
I don't
It's
think
exciting.
Storm's ready. I don't think Storm's ready by herself.
No, she's not.
And there's a fraction that is working for him to come back quicker. So it's not just him you got to worry about.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I got to pull up this comment here. By Sanji here. He says, "I think it's time she got elevated. I mean, Jean, Rogue, Emma, Hope, the woman in X-Men just always seem stronger than her, and she's OG. Have they seemed stronger, or has it just been that their stories do get elevated a little bit more than that of Storm's at times, right? Because I think that's been more the case, because I don't think that Emma has been stronger. I mean, Hope,
No.
yeah, sure.
Emma did get a boost, but I think that's just because of, let's be real, she got so goaded with the whole Krakoa and everything else.
Yeah, the Hellfire Gala, all that stuff,
Yep.
and yeah, you know what I mean. Like you have there was a stint there where she was really kind of just like she was kind of like top dog, top tier, right? You know what I mean?
Hold on. Just made me remember the last issue with Storm with these two fighting. You want to go see Storm? No. I got a hot date with Emma Frost. yo, T'Challa and Tony going at it was hilarious. And
Yeah.
you got Mr. Fantastic in the corner, like, oh, I'm happily married. Let me just stretch out over here.
Yeah. He out here flexing. I'm like, man, so you and Sue been together since like 1925, bro. Like, it's fine,
Facts.
bro. You don't have to throw that in our face. By the way, I'm looking at my Celtics getting completely mopped right now.
Oh man, what's the score?
It's 118 right now to 108. Tatum's hurt. Oh, Tatum's not coming back for the rest of the playoffs.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that injury that he just went down in with. Oh, it ain't look good, fam.
Oh, let me hold on. I'm gonna see some of these comments real quick. Emoto Thor had them team up recently. Okay, all right. I did not read that one. There's so many to read. I didn't read that one, but that's cool. They did team up. And let me see. Moval said Storm and Thor, 2 captains in 1 ship, not gonna work. The enemy that's coming is so strong. The only one who was able to do something with him and obviously didn't fully kill him was the one above all. So I think Storm's going to need backup. There's no way she's doing this without Thor and a couple of other gods on her side.
I was gonna say, like, who are the other gods? Are the other gods going to be the thunder gods that we saw before? Or are they going to be like, all right, fine, we'll do this with you?
Yeah, because we don't know what side they fall on. Whether they're the group that wants to keep him locked away or the ones that want to bring him back. So
I would think that that's the reason why they were introduced into the previous series, is mainly because in the previous issues, because they're gonna find some way to be able to get that get them to be a part. They're gonna team up with Thor with, and maybe that's the reason. So let me get this right. So Thor wanted to stop Storm from going back after the other Storm gods, right?
correct.
So that's probably why he wanted to stop her, because it's like, this is the bigger battle. We gonna need them when we go up against them.
Somehow you're gonna need them. Yeah, and they seem powerful already. Like they have full control on what's going on with them. So
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting. I just don't know how they're going to convert them, because Storm's ready to go crash out right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, she was ready to crash out after she got her hair pulled. She was like,
yeah, bro. Yo, for real.
Don't touch me like that.
Listen, I wouldn't have did it.
Who She had to cut her whole own damn hair off. You know she was pissed.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was trying to see oh man. Yeah, I got a notification on something that was happening with Tory Lanez in jail, so I had to look at it real quick. This man that got stabbed like 20 something times.
What?
Yeah. So it's crazy. He got rushed to the hospital earlier. They released the info.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But yeah, I just Storm right now. I'm loving what they're doing. I've always been a Storm fan. I'm not just saying that. I know people be like, "Oh yeah, this is what's going on now," so I'm a fan. I think we all somewhere, even with the X-Men movies, you just knew what it was when Storm got involved.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean,
is Sanji asking a question based on your Tory Lanez thing?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, if it is about the Tory Lanez thing, it just happened. There's a update. He got stabbed a bunch of times, like 20 times. His face, his back, everything. It's just mayhem. So I got a question though. I do have a question with everything that's going on X-Men related, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Xavier's really going for good this time?
So I haven't been keeping up with that. Is he like, what happened to Xavier?
Okay, so basically, and that's what led to the FBI looking into Storm, by the way. So with everything that was going on, the Scott and his team were trying to bring Xavier in.
Yep.
For breaking out and all the crimes he's doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And while that was going on, Scott had him almost, and Storm shot a thunder arrow that basically tossed Scott like it was nothing. And that led to Xavier escaping back into space.
So he's not dead. He's in space.
He is in space. And he came back to Earth to tell everyone he's done being the leader of the X-Men or of any mutants. He wants no parts of it no more. He just wants to be in space with his daughter.
So hold on, is my man gaslighting? Like
somebody
was asking, like, fam, nobody was asking you to be a part of anything or to lead in it. Like, he just feel like unwantedness, unnecessary information. I think everybody's there with you, fam. Like,
my thing was, you were already gone. Why'd you have to come back after? Just to be like, hey, Scott, I'm not doing this no more. Just know all the mutants are gonna come to you from now on.
My man could have just escaped and then just been escaped. You know what I mean? And then we could, and just like he could have went to a farm like Thanos and
nope. He came back. I was like, yeah, I'm done with it. He had to say bye to the X-Men one last time. You got Rogue and Gambit and everyone crying. He's like, I gotta go be with my daughter in space.
Here's the thing, though. At some point in time, right? Well, this is what I feel. At some point in time, what I believe is going to end up happening is that, well, actually, I'm not even predicting this. You guys remember the time there was a time slide series, right? With like Cable and Bishop.
Yep.
It wasn't very good, but like,
but wasn't that leading up to something?
It was,
like a big
it was
event?
basically like, here is what's going to happen in the next year here of Marvel Comics. That's pretty much basically what it was. And in that series, we found out that there is going to be, she mentioned something. Oh, there was some mutant, and I have to look it up now.
Wasn't it a mutant that could erase people or something like that?
It was a mutant that it wasn't a mutant. It was like it was the children of the Vault, I think, created this being that could erase mutants from like time. Like,
that's
literally
what it was.
erase all the mutants from time. I forgot what the name of the creature, what person was that they created or whatever, but it was like the children of the Vault. They created this this being, right? But in there, oh my gosh, time slide.
It was a while ago we read that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. There was a character, I forgot what her name was, and I always forget. I'm terrible with names, but basically she said, "Oh, is this the the second Krakoa or the first Krakoa or something like that.
Oh yes.
So that gave us an indication that there's going to be another Krakoa era or whatever, right? So my question is, like, wouldn't Xavier come back for that? Like, who would be the head of the ship when it comes to that? Y'all really gonna have Cyclops do it? Magneto's already sidelined right now because remember Magneto.
Oh, hold on. Magneto showed up for the goodbye as well in the chair. I just want to let you know.
Okay, so all right, fine. What I'm saying though is like Mags is also like he got some illness right now, and he's basically sidelined because hey, you know, because we kept on getting revived in Krakoa, there's some disease that we all now have as a result. Which once again, I don't really like that part of the storyline. I'm like, that's not the way that you sideline an iconic character like Magneto, but whatever. So you think about it, like these big stalwarts of mutant generation, Magneto, Xavier, like these characters are not even a part of any X-Men related sort of content going on right now. Like what is that, and how do we even feel about that?
So that makes me wonder too, because oh man, I'm trying to blink of her name too. She was the one that was working with Xavier during Krakoa, who has lived in multiple
Myra? Myra Taggart?
Yes. So that makes me wonder too. Does that mean, because she's on her last life, I believe, but I could be wrong. So to do another Krakoa, are we going to have to bring her back? I don't want to keep bringing everyone back.
Let's ask this question. Do y'all want another Krakoa era? Like, do y'all want that? Because the first one was so good. The end of it was okay.
It was put together nicely. It was put together nicely. Okay, it was nicely put together.
To be fair, there was a recent interview or article or something like that where Hickman said that he didn't even get to end it the way that he wanted to. So you know what I mean. So like, and come on, you saw how it ended. It wasn't like it was. By the way, we're starting over with Krakoa. Well, we never covered it because we weren't a comic book channel then. So we are going to be covering the entire Krakoa era here. We'll do a condensed version of it. But we'll cover everything: Dawn of X, Reign of X, you know, all that stuff. We'll go through everything there. The end of Krakoa, it was not nobody. A lot of people didn't really like the fall of X. You know what I mean? But then
the fall of X. Oh, don't get me started.
Everything before that, for the most part, was great. I mean, Sins of Sinister was
that was
fun.
Fire.
So like you got like it's fire, but like also like Sinister's so easy to be hated, bro. Like you just hate this man. Like you definitely hate this.
Yo, he's one of those characters for me. I don't know why I'm a huge fan of his. Even since, like, I'm talking about as a kid, even with the cartoons, when he came on, Sinister was just that dude.
Yeah, I mean, he's back, by the way. I
know
he was an exceptional X-Men. You know, one of the many for X-Men series is that will not end. I'm seeing that there's more people coming into the stream now. I'm assuming that you guys are done watching the Knicks Celtics game. Is that the reason?
Oh man, so I did not know there was a TV spot Superman trailer that dropped yesterday.
Oh really? I missed that completely. Also, I don't want to see anything else in regards to Superman.
Yeah, I missed it.
I get to a point, like I did the same thing with the Thunderbolts. I stopped watching anything related to Thunderbolts. I don't, because these comic book movies. And by the way, I pulled up Jay's comment about
perfectly.
I finally saw Thunderbolts, loved it. You're very welcome, Jay. You're very welcome.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that. So, sorry, Sanji made me cry. He said Sinister unironically scared me as a kid.
That's fair though, bro. That's
fair.
The
way they had him on a cartoon, he would break the glass and then he'd be like, yo, wait, he's back? What happened?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw him in the X-Men 97 series, I was like, you know, I'm afraid of whatever he's doing. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm afraid of whatever this dude is doing. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. No, I'm over Krakoa. That's fair, Jay. There are elements that they could bring back. Sinister, Beast, exactly, right? Like, Sinister was dope. Kind of IDK. I didn't like the resurrection stuff, but IDK, if that's a hot take. Yeah, Sins of Sinister was fire, right?
So Sanji, just a quick thing. I kind of agree with you. I think it got overrated with the, hey, we can keep bringing people back. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I miss Claremont's X-Men, where the stories were character driven and the power creep was non-existent. Everyone's powers were clearly defined. Yeah, so there is a question that I don't have the answer to. I genuinely do not have the answer to, but there's a question that I've always had about, like, you know, there's a reason why people get so excited for Ultimate Universe stuff and like all absolute universe stuff. It's
Yep.
because it's sort of a way for Marvel, DC, for comics, like the comic book writers, to be able to kind of like reset things and then sort of like
Yeah.
imagine these characters a little bit, right? Like there's a lot of different ways for them to sort of kind of just explore these different avenues of these characters and stories. And when it's almost like they feel like, because of the way that things are in the history of this character, that you can't deviate too much, and almost like you have to try to like
Stay in
create
that lane.
stories but stay in a specific lane. But when it comes to like doing these new ultimate absolute universe stories, well, you're not really beholden to that anymore. You can take
Yeah.
bits and pieces of it and then make something completely new. So, I think a lot of people have been waiting for things like, for potentially Marvel to reset for quite some time, right? I think, but I don't know like how a reset would go in this current era right now. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't people just like check out because, yo, you're resetting? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my initial
I
thought.
think you hit it on the nail though. These other series do get to venture out and do stuff a
This is
lot
fair.
more. Hold on.
That's that's fair.
Listen. Oh man, that means I don't think they've seen my favorite shirt from us right now.
Oh,
The writer's room.
writers. No, y'all haven't seen it. So we could show it to them. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull
Trust me,
that sucker up.
this shirt will get you guys to laugh because I'm like, yo, I was dying. But
All right,
I just
hold
want
on.
to
I'll put. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll
while
pull it
you're
up.
doing that, I just want to say, like, right now, when it came to regular Green Lantern, I was like, this is cool. But bro, this absolute Green Lantern, man, this is fire.
Yes. I don't, and the thing about Green Lantern in general is that I feel this is my thoughts, and maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like Green Lantern stories are an acquired taste from a lot of people. That's like my genuine thought, is
I
that
agree.
not everyone is like really big on these sort of like some of these absolute stories. Like, for instance, I've kind of found people having a little bit of disdain for, Absolute Flash, the fact that it's not, Barry, but it's, Wally
It's Wally.
instead.
I
So
don't know why people are mad about that, because Wally's been around, had his own series for so long. And there's
yeah,
more
but you
than
got
one Flash.
but you got to think about it now in the current, Prime universe, right? Like how Barry is treated there. So then they just want to see Barry treated a little bit better in the absolute
Yep.
universe. Just like how for Ultimate Spider-Man,
Yep.
like we've seen Ultimate Spider-Man being treated fairly and right in the Ultimate Universe, but then
Okay,
so I think people just wanted to kind of see something like that going on. I don't know.
I could get that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I could agree with that. I get it. I mean, personally speaking, I like the fact of, one, we still don't even know what's going on with Absolute Flash. Barry might come back and have to save the day anyway.
Yeah, but isn't he dead? Dun, dun, dun. Is he? Is he?
Yo, we don't know what's going on. There was so many flashbacks. I was starting to think I was in the comic. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah, I feel you on that. We got to go through a couple comments here. So Sanji said, I think the reset would have to bring in new stuff. Like, they can't reset and do another Iron Man, but if they did X-Men and it's good, people will be intrigued. But that's the tricky part, right? Because wouldn't people? Well, Iron Man stories have gotten all over the place too.
Man.
You know what I mean? But But that's the thing. Like, how exactly would they have to? You're talking about like bringing in new characters or just like new
Yeah,
types of storylines? Like, what exactly are we talking about at that point? Um, you know, Nigel said Marvel is trying to line up with the MCU. We have to watch the movies to see how the books will go forward. But they line up some of the stuff though. They don't always line up
yeah,
everything, right? Like,
and
yeah,
they
I get.
jump around a lot.
And usually if it's more of a feature of a character. Like for instance, like One World Under Doom obviously is right now we're going into the Doom era within the MCU, but the story about One World Under Doom, in my opinion, is going to be very different, right? Well, not my
Yeah,
opinion, it's obvious. It's going to
no,
be
it is.
very different than what we see here in the MCU. So that's how they line it up. But I don't think that apart from just like the character, I don't think like the storylines intertwine
Yeah, no.
unless you have something like the TVA where they kind of like piggybacked on some of the stuff that was going on in the MCU and stuff like that. But that's pretty much basically it. Darkseid is the best DC fanfic writer with the absolute stuff.
Oh,
As an
agreed.
old head, these absolute books are a yawn. Excluded one. Really? So what don't you
Really?
like about absolute? Because I think that
Wow.
they've been kind of cooking a little bit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Now there've been some of them that I personally have not been able to keep up with as much, right? Like Absolute Batman, I've kind of like fallen off a little bit here around like around issue 5. Something I can follow up with fairly quickly. Same thing with Absolute Superman as well. Absolute Wonder Woman I haven't really got much into.
I think I've
But
only read like one issue of Absolute Wonder Woman, so I'm definitely behind. But it's like I'm one person. I can't read.
yeah, nah,
You know.
I feel. Listen, we don't do keeping the comic full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like we'll do it. Yeah, you know what I mean. So like we can't sit here and read everything. We still got wife and kids. We got to come home.
What you mean? I got one on the way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that one. At least my youngest is only 2. Damn, that still sounds rough.
but no, that makes me want to check this out. If all the other ones are boring you, because like me right now, Green Lantern might be one of my favorites right now. My least favorite is probably the Flash one, and it's only
Flash one.
because they haven't done anything yet. I'm not even saying like it's bad. This just hasn't been that exciting thing yet to be like, oh shoot. Hal being the Black Hand, basically, or the Black Ring. We don't know if he's going to be the Black Lantern or the Black Hand. Whatever it is with Hal, though, that alone is carrying Green Lantern right now.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that one.
Oh, was you able to get that shirt for the Spider-Man thing to show them?
Nah, I'm not seeing it right now.
Oh man,
we gonna have to check. We're gonna have to check in with that. I don't see the writers' room one right now. We'll have to check in with that one later. But so that's that, right? I mean, look, we got a couple other things to talk about here. So we found out last week, MJ.
Oh man, I knew this was coming.
So we found out, y'all, why. All right, hold on. He responded back. All right. So this was Nigel's response back. Feels like a remix of stories I've already read. I read the same origin stories retold a new way in so many different times. But I think that they're doing a nice spin on some of these stories, though, right? In my opinion, because it's an origin story, but the stories aren't necessarily the same, right? In my opinion, I think the origin stories are very different, in my opinion. Like this Batman. It's a completely different Batman than the Batman that we've seen before. Superman, same. Wonder Woman, I can't really say because I like I said, I haven't really gotten into that series.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into that either.
So I really can't say much about that. But let's shift gears and let's talk about MJ as the Venom host. So we found out the reason why MJ is now the host here for Venom, which I gotta say, ew. That was my first initial reaction. It was like, ew, right? Because while the story makes sense, Venom got hit with the Egan Rack bullet, Egan Rack, the Carnage backwards bullet.
Yep.
He got hit with that. And then after he got hit with that bullet, then, that pretty much basically his body, he was about to die, right? So that was the whole thing. He was about to wither away. And then MJ, because Venom had helped her with the, oh my goodness, with her jackpot contraption.
Device.
Before, then her device also got impacted as well, and her body started to get impacted. Her skin was starting to peel off as well, so she was also dying. So therefore, they found each other, and based on a molecular level, they had to bond. They didn't even bond, like they fused on a molecular level in order for them both to survive. So now, like, MJ is not just like a host of Venom. She damn near is Venom.
So I was gonna say, I have questions for you when it comes to this, because to be real, I haven't been reading it. Yeah. I've been just watching the videos and stuff like that you do. I think people realize now, we typically, if I'm shooting a video, you don't read it. If you do, we don't read it. But my question for you is, so does that mean she's basically dead without Venom at this point, from what I'm understanding?
That's basically the way that they've portrayed it. They've pitched it, is that like she is, without Venom, she's dead. And same thing without MJ,
Venom is dead
as well. Like Venom is also dead too. By the way, I keep on saying Venom is a he because that's what they kept on saying in the comics. I saw somebody comment. Was just like, how is Venom a he now? And I was like, she kept on referring to him as he.
She did. Listen, they had a nice little bonding session on the couch.
I didn't do it. That's what was said. All right.
Oh man,
we're trying.
What is that?
Y'all trying to trigger me. Let me look at the title of the stream. Yeah, things are off in the comics currently. MJ hates, and here's the thing about it: she still technically kind of hates Venom now. Yeah. Like, she's with him, but she hates him still at the same time.
Blames him for everything, even things that aren't his fault. Like, how's it Venom's fault that your limiter got taken off? That was your choice.
Right. Like, you decided you wanted your limiter off.
Yeah.
The gaslighting that she did when this situation.
Honestly, though, this whole jackpot thing from the beginning has confused me, because it's like, I just want to take away from the comics and we're going to go to everyday life and just say we were living in this Marvel universe, right? Mm-hmm. Why would I willingly make this device for my partner with the stipulation that if you roll 3 skulls in a row, you're dead.
You're dead. Like, if you roll 3 skulls, fam, you dead.
It could be something crazy, like something useful, like, hey, let's do three teleporters, and that means you teleport back home. Like, why did it have to be you die?
Yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, once again. But here's the thing, though. He created it. Obviously, there's a flaw to the system.
Yeah.
But he found a way to make sure that would not happen.
That was the safeguard.
He requested that safeguard be taken off. You play with fire, you get burned with that sucker. And that's that's what.
Listen. Oh, man. So sorry. Speaking of Spider-Man, I just sent you something so you can pull it up and show them real quick.
Oh, so this is by the way, this is our merch store. I'll show it to you guys right over here. This is our merch store. So we have it directly linked on our channel I think it's also in our description too as well.
I sent you the direct link, by the way, to that specific one.
Yeah, I know, but I wanted to show them kind of what we have here. So we have a couple like designs. So we have this one here, which is supposed to be representation of Doom. Obviously, we can't use Doom directly because
yeah,
copyright.
Not trying to get sued.
Right, exactly. So this one is when your career arc goes from saving the world to ruling it. We also have. This is design that you created here. This one says, this is the writing room here. The fans want Peter to win and get the girl. I can't see exactly what she says right here, but I think it says, I want health insurance. We don't always get what we want. And of course, Writer's Room 616, leave your joy at the door.
That's really how it is when it comes to Spider-Man.
When it comes to Spider-Man, y'all can resonate with that. Y'all know that's how it is already. You can get this in multiple different things, shirts, mugs, everything like that. This one was just a silly one that we wanted to do here. I spy a bat man. So that's another one of our stuff right there. And then we have a couple other things too. We have our Everybody Gets a Symbiote shirt. We got this in 2 different designs too as well. So listen, if you're interested, rock the merch, purchase it, and then also take a picture with it or show us a picture of you getting that too as well. That's another way that we would support the channel. So we appreciate it if you guys do that. We also have our stuff coming on before too. We also have our Keepin It comic logo stuff too as well. I don't know where my hat is right now. It's somewhere around here, but we also do have that too. So that's another way to support the channel. If you guys are interested, definitely if you do, we much appreciate it. But that's just some of the merch that we do have currently right now here on Keepin It Comic. But yeah, man, Spider-Man my man's just having a rough life.
Yeah, no, they don't want to give him a win and the girl. It can't happen.
It's not possible. I mean, he was Shay now. He was Shay. I don't even know how we feel about Shay. Still. Shay. Here's the thing. Shay is not Black Cat, and Shay is not, and I repeat, she is not Gwen.
No. Listen. And she's not what was her name? Syra? She's not her either.
She ain't Syra, you right?
Because I wanted him to be with Syra.
Listen, him being with Syra would have fulfilled all of our dreams. You understand? Yes. we wanted that one-time fling, man, for my man Spidey. That's what we wanted right here, you know?
Give it to him. Especially where she could change armor whenever she wants. Just give it to him.
Whenever, listen. Let's peel off the sky. All right, we're getting too far. PG rated. All right. Or have a resurrect option. That would have been a good one too, Nigel. That's
jackpot.
Yeah, for the jackpot, having a resurrect option would have been another one. Really good option. I kind of want 616 Spidey to keep the magic suit.
I agree. That suit was fire.
But he's already given that away, right? So that was
So here's the thing.
We wanted him to be able to keep it. Is what okay.
That's how they ended the series. He had to give up all that magic to be able to contain the blight. But I do think that suit was fire, though.
And it was fire, yeah.
It was comical how he was doing the spells. He was making spells up.
Yeah, he was, bro. Yeah, he was pretty funny, man. The 8 That's the Spider-Man was it. I'm not gonna tell you it was good. I'm just gonna tell you that it was fun. There was some fun moments and some fun parts in it, but it being good is hard. Yeah, and then are you guys into the new Amazing Spider-Man comics right now? The one by Joe Kelly. Obviously he did 8 That's the Spider-Man, but he restarted the Amazing Spider-Man art
all over. Yeah. I actually think Jackpot may be coming to MCU in Brand New Day. Oh no, don't say that. Why would you say that?
Come on, Sanji.
Why would you say that? Nah, Sanji.
It's as if though you don't like us. That's what you don't like yourself either, because you don't want this.
Sanji doesn't want us to continue this every week.
Nah, yeah. Oh, the quitter name entry's talking about the quitter phase. So you're talking about the phase where he was just like, I don't want to be Spider-Man anymore. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that aggravated me, and that was at that point, the only good part that we got out of that, it was pretty cool. The X-Men arc that came in, the X-Men arc was kind of cool in that whole 8 Deaths. But
you said X-Men arc, you mean Juggernaut? Nah, Juggernaut was the rest of the X-Men. Who cares about that? Nah, Juggernaut was good. Juggernaut,
he was goated. He was goated. But I did not want to see 4 issues of, oh, I'm depressed. I just want to sit here and try to go see Black Cat and regret getting laid. I didn't want to see all that.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I was happy that he did get it in, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But he apologized
to Black Cat. Listen, man.
Oh man.
Black Cat will freely give up them yams, fam. She told me she freely give up them yams. Don't worry. Nah, come on now. Like she could come to Peter again and go to that beach again. Oh man. Nah, listen, the whole quitting phase, the whole Shay broke up with him this time phase, and like it's not even clear if he's really back together with her again either. Like that's not really clear either. So honestly, man, I don't know. I don't understand why my man Peter just can't get some good love, man. Like having this man have a good life or something.
And he had a good looking demonic chick who was into him.
Yeah, she did. She was willing to give up her demonic ways just for him.
Bro, even before that, remember she stayed in there the whole time with him and Black Cat invisible. you forgot about that, huh?
I did, bro. Hold on. I like this comment. For real, why apologize for bringing water to the thirst? I feel you. Listen, Peter went over there, was like, "Can I get some thick abs?" And she was like, "Peter, you can have the yams whenever you want."
And he was like,
"You can have whatever you like."
And he was like, "I'm sorry, I got full." Yeah, what?
Come on, Peter. Come on, get it together, man. Get it together, man.
Listen.
You could have been 8 Detson or so swimming through that, and then also at the same time. So listen, man, you can have whatever.
Listen, you know what Peter reminded me of when I read that too? And I'm not even lying. It was an old meme that used to go around about Drake, okay? And it was like, Drake is the type to be at a strip club telling people, you don't have to do this. You can do better. And I was like, that's Peter. That's Peter.
That's Peter, bro. That's Peter, man. I'm sorry, Peter. His life has been so rough. He doesn't even know what good things are. He's like, hold on. I got this crazy, sexy chick that wears a cat suit that wants me. She's free to give me the yams anytime I want the yams, right? And then he has this other demonic chick, a child of Sidorak, who's fine as hell, and she's also like, listen, you could probably get these too if you ask me. And this man's just like, oh, I must be good.
Bro, I must
be good.
Look at even in the and
I'm so sorry I took advantage of you, Black Cat. I'm so sorry.
Listen, I'm not even fully gonna get into this series, but I'm just gonna throw on there. Even with the Godzilla versus Spider-Man, you had Black Cat and you had a dope looking MJ, and you was like, I'd rather fight Godzilla. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, he lied.
Yo, bro.
He lied, fam. Oh, that's not me. That's not me. Listen, that wouldn't be me, fam. I'll tell you that much. I got MJ and I got Black Cat willing to fight with me. I'm like, listen, y'all better fight to the death. I'm a prize.
Listen, it's gonna look like that Batman scene where you break the pool stick. There's only enough room for one of you.
Man, did you just put on a Bane voice, bro?
Definitely should have been Joker.
So you wanted to put on a Joker voice, but then you accidentally put on a Bane voice. Is that what just happened?
That's exactly what happened. Listen, this was an absolute series. That's what that was. This is an absolute series.
Different universe, guys. Listen, everything's better in the absolute universe. Okay, remember that one time he had stuff with Cap Marvel. Listen, Peter Parker, low key. Peter Parker. Listen, if Peter Parker just knew how to have just a little bit of riz, man, just a tap of riz, man.
Did Deadpool have something with Captain Marvel too? I mean,
there's a lot of women who've gotten around a little bit. I mean, She-Hulk, easy. Like, I mean, come on now. Yeah. Like she was like, I wasn't hot before, and now I am, and I'm a Hulk.
Yeah.
She turned she turned into Lil Wayne real quick. Lil Wayne was like, I want to every girl, and she was like, I wanted to every man in the world. That's how she interpreted that. She turned into Lil Wayne real quick. She's like, let me rewrite these bars.
Listen, for real. Look, Sanji said, no, I must be good.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Peter is something else. That is all I can say.
I just hope that like I said, I just want to see Peter have a good arc. I just want to see Peter have a good, fun, healthy arc where he just has, I don't know, man. I'm rooting for the guy, man. I just want, it's like I said, it's like this. The prerequisite to write for Spider-Man is that you must hate Spider-Man. That's like it's like the number one question they ask. Listen, before we even get any further into this interview, before you start writing for Peter Parker for Spider-Man, I just want to know, do you hate him? And if they say no, if there's any hesitation,
you're fired.
You are not going to write for Peter Parker.
You're fired.
That is it.
Hold on. They're reviewing it. They're like, wait, Peter won and got the girl? We're not releasing this BS.
Absolutely not.
You're fired. What? No, this is horrible. We don't let him win and get the girl.
No, first and foremost, winning is never a thing.
Yeah.
But then also the girl.
Listen.
What's going on?
They have 616 Peter losing to people who have done the same thing over and over. So you haven't learned by now that if you go against one of the goblins, they're going to kidnap someone you love. Mm-hmm. Bro, get your people out the way first. You should have learned this by now.
Easily. Ultimately, this is the reason why we're just, all of us here, truth be told, we're all living vicariously through Ultimate Spider-Man right now. But at the same time, we're all clenching our booty holes because we know for a fact that at some point in time that joint's about to turn. Y'all feel it, right? With Ultimate Spider-Man, y'all feel like something about to turn.
This is how Ultimate Spider-Man's gonna end if they give him the win and the girl. He's gonna be like, to the readers, I'm sorry I won and got the girl. I'm sorry.
Listen, if that happens, if he wins and then gets the girl, bro,
Ultimate will be goated. It's goated.
I will never read another 616 Spider-Man what is the point of me reading that? I have everything I wanted in this one.
Look. Yo, name entry said, nah, you must hate Peter and then give new stuff to Miles. Yo, listen. So listen, hold on. Let me intervene real quick about Miles.
Yeah.
I personally do not have an issue with Miles. But as far as writing, they're like, yo, let's give him some God tier stuff.
Easily.
And make him lose. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, you're right, though. To be fair, they do be having Miles lose all the time for no reason. They always play on the, he's so young, he doesn't know anything better yet type of thing. And I'm like, at this point in time, guys, Miles has been in far too many matchups and battles to be this stupid. Like, to be this dumb. Come on. You got this man getting beat down by Zip Zephyr. I don't care if if Ares, the god of Ares, gave him a boon. No, you have him losing to Zip Zephyr, fam.
Yeah.
Stop.
It doesn't make sense.
Yo, when I said that thing about Ultimate Spider-Man, Nadja brought up, he was like, yeah, I'm worried about his son. You're right, though, because Richard right now is wearing that Pico suit. Something gonna happen to Richard. Something gonna happen to Richard.
Wait, is that the 616 Spider-Man? Let me get to him.
Like, hold on. At some point in time, Ultimate Spider-Man gonna start acting real 616. I feel like at some point, the only thing I will say is that I do have trust in Jonathan Hickman. So maybe not. We'll see. Ultimate Spider-Man would just be another victim of an incursion. Yo, that's funny. There is like an incursion thing that's coming. That I think that isn't Jonathan Hickman writing that too. Hold on, incursion. I'm not sure. Incursion, comic, Marvel, 2025. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jay. Ooh. They're calling it Ultimate Spy. Oh, but it's not Pete. Oh, no, it is.
Is it?
Whoa. All right. So there's this series that I knew that was coming out. So I'll share this real quick. So this is happening next month.
Oh, whoa. That looks kind of fire.
Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. So I guess it's going to be featuring, wow, all the characters basically here that's in the Ultimate. Well, not all of them, but some of the top characters here in the Ultimate
Well, the
Universe.
main ones, yeah.
So Miles Morales is caught in the middle of a universal collusion. Oh, so they're bringing Miles over into the Ultimate Universe? So at some point in time, I always thought that Miles would be dragged in because the Maker did see him before.
Yeah.
He like went off. He was like, hey, I'm about to go. Maker was like, I'm about to go do this thing. He went to Miles because they're from the same universe. I don't know if you remember that. Like they're both from 1610. The Maker and Miles. So what happened? What did I miss?
Yo, name entry. You gotta pull that up.
Oh, let me see. What if the Maker just broke the fourth wall and puts the Ultimate Spider-Man right in team on the point as we speak? And that's why it has to turn you to 6 months.
Man.
That's funny. But yeah, so at some point in time, I always expected Miles to come into this universe just simply because that was, I mean, they're from the same universe.
Yeah.
He went to him before he created this universe and said, hey, basically, he was like, he pulled one of the Bible verses. He was like, I go to prepare a place for you. Basically, that's what the Maker told Miles. He was like, yeah, I'll go to prepare a place for you. And
so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You've kind of seen the Ultimates and you've been seeing, Absolute. Now, both Marvel and DC are kind of on the same thing where Darkseid and the Maker have reshaped their respected universes.
Yeah.
Right now, are you still feeling like the Absolute series is doing better for the exception of Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, because I think like overall titles and stuff like that are still largely more receptive, or people are largely more receptive to those than that of like the Ultimate Universe. Like for a lot of people, I'll tell you what's going on. Like I guess this is what I'm seeing from people, right? Is that the Absolute Universe, like the individual character story development, is very good, right? It's good to great for a lot of these individual characters. Now, it's not the same cup of tea for a lot of people. I get it. Like there's people like, not to call you out, but Nigel, who just like, hey, I'm an old head, so therefore it just doesn't resonate with me as much. But for a majority of the audience, they're liking these reimagined stories, right? With the Ultimate Universe, they've like Ultimate Spider-Man has the best story arc, and really, it's really mainly because yes, it's good, but then also it's because it's also in comparison to what we see in the 616, right?
Okay.
So it's like that makes it that much better because of what's going on in this universe. But there's been a lot of issues in the Ultimate Spider-Man series where I'm like, they are going too slow with this. Then you have Ultimate Black Panther, where they dragged out the arc.
Oh man,
with Khonshu, they dragged that arc out too long, and it never had a satisfying ending. Then you have Ultimate X-Men, which just nobody's really keeping up with it. For me personally, like I'm not a big fan of the art style of it.
Me either. I don't like it.
Like I haven't really been able to keep up or really get into that story. Then you have the Ultimates, where it kind of just feels like that's a series that should be getting fed by the other series, but they're not. And you've also like Tony Stark has been dead, then revived, then so it's that part of it has made it slow too, because now we're focusing on some of these other characters when like really the Ultimate is a Tony Stark story, really.
Okay.
But he's been sidelined for much of the story, and ever since he's been sidelined, the stories haven't been as good since that point. So like overall story, I still think Absolute has it because really in the Ultimate Wolverine, I should mention that too. Ultimate
Which
Wolverine,
I'm actually liking that.
I like Ultimate Wolverine, but where I don't like is that we haven't really gotten him being the Winter Soldier enough yet.
Yeah.
And then they're kind of like moving away from him being Winter Soldier. So like that to me, I'm a lot of fan. So to me personally, if you ask me, I just feel like Absolute Universe is doing a good job of still continuing to unravel and progress the story of the individual characters.
Okay.
Where I feel like Ultimate Universe for some of the characters, they've kind of they gave you it's almost like comic book blue balls. Like they gave you a thing and then you like expected it to go somewhere, and then you're just like, damn, like oh shoot, like Ultimate Black Panther's about to go up against Khonshu and Raw. And
I thought that was gonna be fire, and I was kind of let down.
And then it was just like, oh shoot, dang. That fight lasted 5 minutes.
Same thing with the team up with oh my god, what's his name? Black Panther and Miles.
Oh, you mean no, so you're talking about 616 now?
Oh no, sorry. I confused it. Yeah, because there's too many things going on with the Marvel right now.
The Black Panther and Miles story, that was a 4-story
I forgot
arc.
that was
Yeah, that one was actually fine. I actually thought that was a pretty well done sort of like crossover that they did there. But the Ultimate Black Panther story, it's like they ended they took too long to do an arc.
Yep.
Like to do the Khonshu arc, and then like in the middle of it, they started another one before it was done. So then they rushed the ending of the first one, and then we're in the second arc right now where it's like, like Vibranium has secrets, and Vibranium is a living entity.
I don't know how
there's like people who are trapped within the Vibranium, and now the entire Wakanda is possessed because of the Vibranium. So it's like,
listen, here's one thing I want to bring up because you brought that up. When is Wakanda gonna learn that these secrets come back to get them every single time?
But some of the secrets, though, they don't even know the secrets are there. Like in this particular one, they didn't even know that the secrets were even so.
Nah, bro. Somewhere one of the ancestors knew. I guarantee it. Because
Major Amala was holding back a lot of information. To be
fair. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is their one downfall. They're like, no, we're not going to tell anyone, and then they're going to be like, oh shoot, it came back to bite us into you know what.
Yeah. So Miles can't be a vampire in the Ultimate Universe. How is that gonna work? I assume him will know that change. It's a potential chance.
I see that.
He's not a vampire anymore. That he's been cured of his vampirism. So to be fair, that's not really gonna be an issue. I think.
Is he actually cured now, or is it just super suppressed?
Yeah, they said that he was cured of it.
Okay.
So that was part of the whole like ritual between all the gods. That's when Anansi stepped in.
Got you.
All that stuff. So he technically doesn't have his vampirism anymore. These Ultimate stories aren't origins though. That's the biggest difference with Absolute to me. Well, the Ultimate Universe is a different origin, in my opinion, of these characters, right? It's like they're treating it like an origin in a way, right? When it comes to introducing these different characters. The living vibranium is wonky. I do admit.
Yeah.
Living entity, is it the adamantine all over again? It's not quite like the adamantine. It's a lot more dark.
Okay, so he was cured by Basque. Okay.
Yeah. So Boss cured him after he went through a trial, and the trial was basically him having to fight Varney, who possessed T'Challa.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. With the help of Anansi. And then after that, Anansi then claimed Miles as his herald.
Can I just say he's annoying?
Yeah. Anansi is mad annoying, though. But honestly, I kind of find Anansi funny. So
yeah, until you're one of his, children, and you sitting there doing something, and he's sitting there in your ear the whole time.
Yeah, true. And he don't tell you full stories. That's his thing.
It's riddles.
It tells you things in part. You know what I mean? You got to figure it out from there.
He'll be like, watch it. I wouldn't do that. What are you
Yeah,
talking about? I'm just going to the my toe at the end of the bed. You couldn't tell me
yeah,
that.
he be bugging. Um,
Before we get too deep off subject, because we
yeah,
were talking about the ultimates, I also want to bring up too. I was highly into that Wolverine versus Sabretooth fight, bro. To me, that was crazy.
yeah. So the fight was so while I enjoyed the fight, I thought the fight was too short, and
Yeah,
also I would have preferred it to be like an all out
brawl.
brawl. It wasn't that, and that was my one gripe towards that story was we didn't get like this full spectacle that we
Well,
could have gotten, you
here's the
know?
thing. Here's the thing too. I just want to throw what you're saying. I think the reason too it's like that too is it's not like 616 where they basically hate each other. In the Ultimates, it's kind of like more like a brotherly friendship, and now he's corrupted by being brainwashed. And so he's like, let me save him. I feel like the animosity is so different that maybe that's why the fight is a little different too.
No, that's definitely it, you know, and that's I understand why the story the reason why the story is the way it is, I understand it completely. I'm just saying that I just wanted a straight up brawl. And that's what that's I wanted an absolute brawl, bro. But we didn't get a brawl. And I mean, it's fine. Like I'm not like, oh shoot, like I hate the story. It's just more of I have a personal preference, and that was my personal preference. So
I feel you on that, and I'm definitely with you on that too. But again, I thought it was pretty cool. I can't say it wasn't, but I agree. If it was longer and more chaotic, it would have been probably god tier.
yeah. Um So yeah, that is where I'm at currently with that story. Other than that, I mean, the stories that I'm enjoying right now are some like stupid stories. Like West Coast Avengers is dumb. Like West Coast Avengers is
Is that the one?
absolutely
Hold
dumb.
on, is that the one with Gospel Ultron?
Gospel Ultron, yeah. Like
Oh
that
man,
story is absolutely one of the dumbest stories ever.
listen,
However, um,
listen.
and I say it with all the love in my heart when I say it that way. I say it with all the love in my heart. Like, but at the same time, like the story is silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's the West Coast Avengers. Come on now, being led by Tony Stark, Iron Man, and War Machine is basically come down to his level of stupidity. So, like, therefore,
yeah. I
like,
didn't understand that with War Machine at all.
it's just the funniest part about it though is just the whole Ultron thing. Now, I haven't covered the last issue yet. The last issue is a little bit wild. It's a little bit wild, but I won't say what happens yet.
Mm.
Let's just put it this way. Gospel Ultron ain't the strongest one.
Oh man.
So that
I already have a feeling.
there's
I did not read
there's
it.
remember there's still 3 other Ultrons.
I was gonna say I did not read it because you're covering it.
Yeah,
I think there's still another Ultron we probably don't even know about. There's got to be one that's behind the scenes that is
you
like,
think there's like a 6th Ultron out there
yeah,
somewhere?
something that's like, oh, I wasn't trying to be involved in this, but now I got to show y'all who the real Ultron is.
Y'all thought y'all killed me, but oh man, no, I'm 100%. Like I said, I am enjoying that story. It's fun. Unfortunately, though, I think after all the stuff with with All-New Venom, we're probably gonna park that for a little while, and then something like crazy happens in the series.
Yeah.
Um, but that's pretty much it. Eddie Brock Carnage, I'm looking forward to that coming back. One
Yep.
World Under Doom continues to be fun. Although I do think that they are kind of getting a little bit too repetitive.
With the
Um,
One World Under Doom.
yeah, One World Under Doom
Yeah.
is getting back. Also, another stupid story is Superior Avengers.
So I don't actually know about that one at all.
Superior Avengers. That's the one
Yeah.
that you covered.
No, but I haven't been keeping up with it.
Oh, the second issue hasn't come out yet. The second issue hasn't
Okay. Yeah, I thought more was going on because I was like, I don't know what's going on with that at all. I'm out the loop.
Yeah, so that one's supposed to be coming back. There is a Miles God War starts this week where he's supposed to be fighting
Oh yeah, the heralds.
Ares's people. So that's coming back this week. I'm looking forward to that, man. Like, I've been enjoying Miles' stories. I think Miles' stories have good storytelling in it. There's proper stakes that are given. They have proper and good, in my opinion, sort of like close to arcs. They've been doing a good amount of crossovers with him as well. I mean, he's had a crossover with Black Panther. He's had a crossover with Deadpool. Now there's a little bit of a crossover here with Thor. I think that they've been giving him some good stories. Some things that we would love to see with our guy Spider-Man, Peter Parker. That's what I'm saying, but like they've been doing some good stuff here with his story. So I'm enjoying that. Storm has been good, man. I mean, the only comic X-Men related stuff that has been good really has been like the individual Storm series, Wolverine to a certain extent. Psylocke started off pretty good. But some of the stories, it's post Krakoa has been hard.
So hold on. I just want to say Psylocke, I'm still reading. It is still good. So is Magic. I've started to read more of the Magic series as well.
It's not a wide audience pool, though.
Well, 100%. That's what I was gonna say. If it's a personal read, I would recommend that people that are watching us go read it. It's not something we're probably going to cover on the channel just because not enough people really want it. But it is a good read, I think, for both of them.
Yeah, definitely. So, anything else? I believe that's it. Listen, now we got some good stuff coming out this week. I mean, I definitely do want to say that I think that I
got a comic I'm not reading, by the way. I'm not going to read Ultraman when that comes out. I'm sorry.
Why?
I have no want to read it.
You should read Ultraman.
There's
some good DC stuff going on right now. This Superman's supposed to have a good little arc going on. There's a Batman. Isn't like there's like a Hush series going on right now. Actually, I heard the last issue wasn't really that good, but there's some stuff going on here.
By the way, I didn't know Batman and Spawn had a crossover situation. I seen it today. I was in Barnes and Noble, and I seen it in there, and I was like, "Wait, what? They have something together?" So I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, we definitely should. But listen, we'll wrap it up with a couple things here. Listen, we appreciate you guys being here, continuing to watch the channel. We definitely got some more stuff coming out. We are gonna be, like I said, we are gonna be covering recovering like Krakoa and all that stuff. That's gonna be coming on the channel. We also have a couple other things that we're gonna be leaning into as well as we prepare for like Superman coming up, Fantastic Four, things like that. We're gonna be getting into as well. Also, I will say this: listen, like we 100% appreciate your guys' support on the channel here. Another way that you guys can support the channel too as well is through, we just started YouTube memberships, right? So if you want to become a part of our membership group here and be able to rock, some of the badges, use some of the emojis here in the comments, be able to get, we will give shout outs, things like that, be a part of like membership only polls, things of that nature, get some access to early video releases, or just ultimately just support the channel here, then you can join our membership group. That is, if you actually go to the channel right now, or if you're click on the below of this video here, if you hit that join button, you will see access to our memberships there. But anything that you do absolutely supports us here at the channel to make sure that we can continue to produce good content, the best content that we possibly can for you. So take a look at that too as well. Or you can also join our Patreon membership too. There's also both kind of similar perks on both sides that you can grab too as well. So it depends on which one floats your boat. But we did get our first member, so shout out to Thor's biggest fan, I believe is his name. So appreciate you for being the first one to join here in to the Keepin It comic membership group. We appreciate y'all. But yeah, apart from that, Des, anything else that you want to add?
I just want to say too, we, like he said, we appreciate it. So for anyone watching or coming to watch future wise, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you know when we drop new stuff, whether that's us being live or just all the different comics that we have breaking down for you guys.
Yes, sir. All right. Listen, much love to you. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you guys again next week, Monday. Remember, this is our new time now. Monday nights between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, we're going to go live. So come check us out then. We got more to talk about here. We didn't get much into any of the movies or comic book movie stuff this week, but we'll probably see if we can cycle through some of that a little bit next week. But we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, or no, actually, what do we usually say? I usually say, listen. Thanks for kicking it. Let's keep it a comic. Bye.